Have you ever paused and thought, when I'm gone, what will my grandchildren remember about me? It's a tender question, isn't it? After 70, every single year feels like a gift. Each visit, each hug, each laugh we share with our grandchildren is another brushstroke on the canvas of their memories. And those strokes, though they may seem ordinary in the moment, become masterpieces they'll carry with them their entire lives. Today, I want to walk with you through some gentle ways to ensure that the love you give becomes a legacy. Not through material things, but through presents, stories, traditions, life lessons, and the way you celebrate who they are. Let's explore together how to be the grandparent they'll never forget. Point 1. Be present in their lives. Presence is one of the greatest gifts you can give. And by presence, I don't just mean being in the same room. I mean truly being there. Imagine your grandchild tugging on your sleeve, saying, "Grandma, look at this drawing." At that moment, what they want isn't your judgment or even your advice. What they want most is your eyes, your smile, your attention. I know of a grandmother, Margaret, who made a small ritual whenever her grandchildren visited. She would put her phone away, switch off the TV, and give them what she called her golden time. Just half an hour where she did nothing else but listen, talk, and watch them. Years later, her grandson said, "I always felt important at Grandma's house." That's the power of presence. It tells a child you matter. You are worth my time. And that simple truth becomes a memory they'll carry long after we're gone. Point 2. Share your stories. We often underestimate the treasure chest we carry inside us. Our lives, the challenges, the triumphs, the little details of a world that no longer exists, are stories waiting to be shared. Nancy, a grandmother I mentioned earlier, always thought her childhood was too ordinary to be interesting. One rainy afternoon, while baking cookies, her granddaughter asked, "Grandma, what games did you play when you were my age?" Nancy smiled and shared how she and her siblings made toys out of sticks and stones, how they laughed until their bellies hurt under the summer sky. That story stayed with her granddaughter, who years later told friends, "My grandma taught me that fun doesn't need gadgets, just imagination." Your stories are more than entertainment. They're seeds of resilience, creativity, and courage planted in the hearts of your grandchildren. Don't hold them back. Share them, and you'll live on in their memories. Point 3. Create simple traditions. Traditions don't have to be elaborate to be unforgettable. In fact, the simpler they are, the more they stick. Tom, in his late 70s, had a charming ritual. Every time his grandson visited, he would tuck a small handwritten note into one of his books. Sometimes it was a silly joke, sometimes a wise saying, sometimes just, "I'm proud of you." Decades later, that grandson, now in college, still keeps those notes in a box by his bed. It could be as simple as Friday night pancakes, singing a lullaby that only you sing, or even a secret handshake you share. These small traditions become anchors of comfort, things your grandchildren will someday tell their own children about. Think about it. What tiny, repeatable act could become yours with your grandchild? That little habit could be the memory that makes them smile on the hardest days of their adult life. Point 4. Teach life lessons with love. Our role as grandparents isn't just to love. It's also to guide, but the way we teach matters. Children learn more from what we do than what we say. Instead of long lectures, think about small lessons woven into everyday life. Planting a flower together can become a lesson in patience. Writing a thank you card can become a lesson in gratitude. Fixing something around the house can be a lesson in resourcefulness. I recall an elderly gentleman, George, who used to walk with his granddaughter to the park. Along the way, he always picked up pieces of litter and gently said, "We leave places better than we found them." His granddaughter grew up to be passionate about caring for the environment, all because of that simple, consistent lesson. The truth is, your wisdom doesn't need to be grand. It just needs to be shared with love. Point 5. Celebrate their uniqueness. Every child wants to feel seen, to feel special for exactly who they are. Your grandchild might be different from you. They may love music when you love sports, or they may be shy while you're outgoing. The greatest gift you can give is to celebrate their uniqueness, not to mold them into who you think they should be. Tell them, I love watching you be you. Cheer for their soccer games, even if you don't understand the rules. Applaud their artwork, even if it's just scribbles. The memory they'll keep isn't your judgment. It's your encouragement. One grandmother, Ruth, made it a habit to keep her granddaughter's little drawings on the fridge, no matter how simple. That child grew up to be an artist, saying, "Grandma was the first person who believed in me." When you celebrate a child's uniqueness, you give them confidence that lasts a lifetime. So, dear friends, what will your grandchildren remember about you? It won't be the money you spent. It won't be the fancy toys. It will be the moments when you were fully present, the stories that only you could tell, the traditions that made them feel home, the lessons you passed down with kindness, and the way you celebrated exactly who they were. I'd love to hear from you. What's one tradition, lesson, or story you hope your grandchildren will carry with them? Share in the comments below. Your words may touch another grandparent's heart and inspire them. If this video gave you something to think about, please like it, subscribe, and share it with another grandparent who could use this reminder. Remember, being unforgettable isn't about perfection. It's about presence, love, and the small, simple acts that echo through generations. Because in the end, we don't just leave behind our belongings. We leave behind our love, written into the hearts of our grandchildren forever.